Hello. I hope you're well. Welcome to the third installment of my 6-week mini live series. My name's Aman Sana and I am a self-worth and confidence mentor. I guide women to transform their mindsets and tap into their emotions and energy to really live in their true power and strip back everything that has been taught to them, but live authentically to themselves. So I created this mini series and have been coming on weekly because I have a lot to say. I clearly have a lot to say, and it's difficult to get it into like captions or reels. So I just thought, let's create 10 minutes a week where we can come together and I can share little bits of my teachings. So today we're going to be looking at EFT. What is EFT? So EFT is emotional freedom tapping. And what does this do? So what this does is it helps reduce a negative state of emotion. So emotion is energy in motion, right? So a negative emotion is that energy blocked. Does that make sense? As you are dropping on, just pop me a hello. And I will check these comments as well. Feel free to ask questions as we go and I will answer as best as possible. So, like I said, emotional freedom tapping is also known as tapping, right? And it's a really good technique to reduce an emotional state such as stress, anxiety, sadness, lack of confidence, feeling unworthy, and lots of different things. It's a technique that I use in my programs, both my one-to-one and my coaching programs, to get clients to where they need to be. So it's something we use alongside of meditation, journaling, and all the other techniques and well-being tools that you know of. So EFT works on the same science as acupuncture. However, instead of needles, you tap with your fingers like this, and there's different meridian points around the body. So what happens is, we're going to go through it today, and I'm actually going to give you a demonstration. I'm going to get you to follow along with me. So we have different meridian points around the body, and when energy cannot flow through these meridian points, that's what builds up the negative state. So by tapping on these meridian points, we release that energy and let it begin to flow again. Does that make sense to everybody? Let me know. If you are watching this on replay, make sure you drop hashtag replay so that I know that you're watching. So yes, tapping disrupts the negative emotion, and we're going to tap on these points to release. So these are used for PTSD. It's used by many people. Nick Ortner is like the king in the world of tapping, if you want to go and have a look at more research about it. People like Gabby Bernstein use it. Catherine Zankina, I don't know if you've heard about her. And lots of many other people. I know like Fern Cotton uses it as well. So there's many people that use this technique within their daily life. So what I want you to do today, while we're here, I'm going to show you how this is going to work. We're going to tap on what's called a karate chop here. So we're going to tap along there. And when you're tapping, I want you to be hard enough for you to feel it, but not too hard, obviously. Don't hurt yourselves, right? So like I said, just drop me a hi. If you have any questions, let me know what they are. And make sure you're tapping along. Whilst tapping, we are going to say a script. So today, I've done a generic script. I've done 5 rounds, and I did a poll yesterday whether it was for overwhelm or self-worth, and many of you asked for a script to go with overwhelm. So today, we're going to reduce the negative state of overwhelm within us and stress, okay? So the points within our body, we're going to tap here on the inner brow, here on the outer eye, underneath the eye, upper lip, chin, collarbone. Now what I want you to do is, you know, you got these 2 parts of your collarbone. It's just there. Collarbone, under the arm here, and on top of the head. Okay, so they are the 8 meridian points that we're going to use today. So what I would like you to do, EFT is very effective. It is so effective. Thank you, Happy Mind House. It is definitely so effective. It's something I use daily alongside my meditation. And like I said, I teach it within my program as well. So I would like you to now take a deep breath in and release. I want you to think about a moment in which you felt overwhelmed and stressed. A lot's going on, and I want you to think about that moment and when you were in that moment, and think about what you would rate it out of 10 and drop me the number in the comments. 10 being the worst, how bad did you feel? Out of 10. So 1 being fantastic and 10 being really bad. When you think about this moment of overwhelm and stress, what number was it? 10 being the worst. Just drop me a comment below so that I can see. Facebookers, if you want to drop me a comment as well. Because what we're going to do is we're going to measure it from now, how you feel at your worst, and then we're going to go through the EFT and the tapping, and I'm going to get you to measure it after that as well. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick sip of this. With that number in mind, where you feel at your worst in overwhelm and stress, 8. Thank you. Yeah, so that's pretty high. So let's see where you get to once we complete these few rounds. So with that number in mind, I want you to take your karate chop area here and repeat after me. Even though I am completely stressed out, I truly and deeply love myself. Even though I feel overwhelmed, I know I can tap into my inner calm. Even though I am completely stressed out, I truly and deeply love myself. I am so stressed out. So overwhelmed. There is so much to do. So much to get through. There are way too many expectations. Everybody else always puts on me. I just can't do it anymore. It's too much pressure. I'm having to wear too many hats and do too many things. It always lands on me to do everything. I want to avoid my to-do list. I wish it would just disappear. My anxiety just shows up with this overwhelm. So many things flying through my head. How can there be so much to do? My stomach is turning. Surely I can't carry on like this. When will it ease? I think I need some support. Is there a way of reducing my stress? Yeah, maybe I should ask for some support. I don't think it needs to feel so heavy. It's probably just all in my head. Maybe there is a way out of this feeling. Maybe I can choose differently. This overwhelm is not mine to hold on to. I free myself from stress. I open myself up to support. I choose to feel my mind clearing. I choose to embody calm. I choose to let go of this negative state. I am a yes for inner peace. I am strong. I feel light. I am calm. I let go of overwhelm. I allow my breath to travel through me freely. I allow peace and calm to embody me. And with that, my mind is at rest. Now take a deep breath in and release. Now I want you to think about how you feel about stress and overwhelm. I want you to now rate yourself out of the same 1 to 10 that we did earlier, 10 being the worst and 1 being the least. And drop your numbers in the comments below, or if you want to just keep them in your mind, that's also okay. So rate yourself from 0 to 10, and if you followed along and repeated after me and tapped in the correct places at the correct time, you will feel that your stress and overwhelm, feelings around that and towards that, will have definitely dropped. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of needed that today because I've had a bit of a heavy day. So I'm actually glad it was timed correctly, because I just feel like it was good for me as well this evening. So let me know your numbers if you'd like to. And you will definitely have found that they have released, your stress and overwhelm has released, and that your number has dropped. from what would have been an 8 previously, may have come down. Usually it comes down to about a 5 or 4, which is amazing. So have a look through that. I can see a lot of new people joining right now. Make sure you watch the replay and you can join throughout. Do you have to do this daily or just when you're feeling anxious? So it depends. For me, like I said, I tap daily on something different alongside my meditation. I do 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of tapping. If you feel like you want EFT as a tool, you can have a tapping script created just for you. Drop me a DM and we can probably have a session just on EFT, and then that can be used especially for a situation when it creates anxiety. If you want a daily one, that can also be created. So the script is really important because the tapping is what's releasing the energy, but the script is helping with your neurological programming as well. So Mandip, if you do want to know more about that, just drop me a DM. And like I said, usually a personalized script would be just for you, and it would be probably about 7-8 rounds. This was a quick 5 rounds just to give you an example. But yeah, it can be used towards any negative state, really. Like I said, I use it with my clients in their self-confidence and self-worth. I've used it for grief. I've used it for money mindset. I've used it for like many different things. It's a brilliant tool to use. And yeah, if you want to know more about it, drop me a DM. I do just EFT sessions where we can create this script, or like I said, it is part of my program as well. And if that's something that you want to know about, you're more than welcome to drop me a DM, and I can tell you a little bit more about that as well. So are there any questions today whilst we're here? Mandip, if you want to drop me a DM and we can discuss a little bit further about how we would create a script and what would that look like for you, I'd be more than happy to do so. And if nobody else has any questions, I'm going to jump off and leave you all to it. Have a lovely evening, and I hope you guys are keeping well. Thank you, Hardip. And I will see you next week for installment number 4.